Welcome to the Weave, a world teeming with life and ripe with every kind of ecosystem you can imagine. A world very similar to the Forgotten Realms, but it's not quite the same. This is a world populated by man and arachnid alike, a world where humanoids and spiders live in harmony under the watchful eye of Arachne, the goddess. That is until 500 years ago, when all contact to Arachne stopped for unknown reasons. Now in the modern day, whispers of doubt and unease about Arachne's return are more prevalent than ever. Questions about the state of the Weave drift about the world like ghosts, formless but always present. Does the Church of Arachne have our best interest in mind? Why don't my loved ones remember who I am? What caused the great silence? Where did my loved ones disappear to? Will Arachne ever return? So many questions. How will we ever find the answers? Well, there's only one way to find out. So come with us and get tangled up in the webs of deceit. Hello everyone, welcome back to Tabletop Travesty. My name is Donovan. I will be your dungeon master for this campaign, and it feels good to be back, doesn't it, everyone?
Yeah! Yeah!
Drama indeed. Now, if you listen to our previous campaign, bystanders, you may recognize some of us, maybe even most of us, but for those of you who may be newcomers, we're going to do a quick swing around the table and introduce ourselves. We're going to start over here with you.
Hello, I'm Kyler.
And I'm Ty. I'm Trenton.
And I'm Maggie.
Hooray! And of course, I'm Donovan. I've already said that. I think it's time we dive right in. I'm going to give a small description. For you. For Kyler.
Oh, I have to start.
Yeah, I believe in you.
Your eyes snap open, and you see your house, your friends, your family, but you can't reach them. You are slowly drifting away. You try to speak, but your voice remains trapped in your throat. You try to reach out to them, but you find yourself restrained by thick, cold steel chains. All you can do is watch as they look around for you. Where is he? Where is he? Then, a hand reaches out from behind you and covers your mouth. The figure walks out from behind you, and you see that this figure is in fact yourself. A version of yourself with a devilish grin, who brings a finger up to his lips. Shh. And all you can do is silently watch as your doppelganger walks towards your life. You want to break free, but you can't. You want to scream. You wake up. So, Kyler, how does Jeremy, the ever-sensible person that he is, react to waking up from this dream?
No, I'm not...
Alright, Kyler, would you like to describe your character for us?
Jeremy Drake is a very strange-looking Dwergar. He is quite lanky for his species, at a staggering 6 foot tall, and only 125 pounds. My man could blow away in the wind if it weren't for the half plate that doesn't quite fit that he's wearing at all times.
Maggie is flabbergasted for those at home.
In response to having woken up from a nightmare in a cold sweat, shaking in his bed, he gets up and the first thing he does is pull a small leather-bound book from his knapsack and study over some of the text and make a few written entries into it.
Oh, excellent. So, Jeremy, you wake up from that dreadful, dreadful dream, and you hear someone clamoring towards the door before you hear three swift knocks.
Jeremy, my boy, are you alright in there?
Bishop Riley, is that you?
The man opens the door, and you see a tall drow man wearing purple robes with the crest of a spider on them. He has a thin face with a long, pointy beard and a long, pointy mustache that points downwards. His silver hair flows down his back, and his droopy eyes are looking over you with worry. This is Bishop Ripley, yes. It's alright. The member of the church who was kind enough to let you stay in the storage room of the chapel since you ran away from home.
Hell yeah.
Yes, it is me. Are you alright?
It happened again.
Oh dear, another nightmare, is it?
Yeah, I don't know what it means. There's something dark, something maybe inside me. I don't know what it means.
He walks over to your desk and pulls out a wooden stool and sits on it. What was it about this time?
I saw my friends and my family from home. I wanted to reach out to them to tell them I was here. They were looking for me. They wanted to see me, but I couldn't reach them. There was something holding me back, and then from behind me, like a dark version of myself walked out and like replaced me. Could it be a premonition?
Most interesting. This is very similar to the previous dreams you've told me. Could you not move in this one too? Were you restrained as well?
No, I couldn't move at all. There was like some
again.
dark force holding me back.
Most troubling. Well, come on. Get out of bed. There is something I would like to discuss over breakfast.
So
All right, that sounds good.
Bishop Ripley gets up, leaves the room, and I'm going to describe the room you're in. So the storage room itself. Yes. So the room you're in would not ordinarily be that small, but all the boxes and the extra pews leave the remaining space feeling a little cramped. You have just enough room for your bed, your desk, and a small bookshelf. So would you like to follow Bishop Ripley out into the main area of the church?
Yeah, Jeremy's gonna go ahead and pick up his knapsack and equipment, put his book back away, and he's gonna follow him out.
Thankfully, all the churches are built with several sizes in mind, so even though you're a tall Dweller guard, it's unlike your house where you were bumping your head on down near everything because the Drakes are a very short people because they're dwarves.
Yeah, the dwarves.
And for some insane reason, you are 6 feet tall. So this staying here has been a lovely change of pace.
It's a lot more comfortable, even though it's quite cramped still.
Yes, you have not had to held an ice pack to your forehead in quite some time. It's been very refreshing. Now, you exit the storage room and enter the main area of this church. It is very similar to a Christian church, vaulted ceilings, rows of pews indicative of a place of worship, and a small podium where Ripley conducts his sermons. There are a few holes in the ceiling so your 8-legged neighbors can comfortably crawl in. Now, this is by no means the biggest church in the area, but it's definitely the coziest. You look up at the stained glass window near the front door. There's several, and the biggest one displays a tall, slender woman with gray skin and 8 eyes, and the bottom half of a spider. That is the woman who you have devoted your life to, the goddess of this world, Arachne.
Jeremy would quickly bow his head as he sees the rendition.
She stands there ever motionless because she is a stained
glass window.
Yes. Now, you look around, no one's here. It's a weekday. There's no service today. But up next to his podium, Bishop Ripley has set up a small wooden table, with 2 cups of coffee and plates of eggs and bacon for the both of you.
Come have a seat, my boy. We have much to talk about.
Wonderful, thank you, Bishop. Jeremy will awkwardly sit in the chair. He's always felt awkward in his tall, lanky body.
He offers you the coffee that he's brewed.
Thank you.
Now, you have been a practicing cleric of Arachne for how long now?
A couple years, yeah. I'm still getting better.
Yes, you've been getting very better, and I'm very proud of you. Now, how long have you been having these nightmares? It's been also a while, yes.
Months at least. It started simple, but it just keeps happening. These strange, vague dreams that it just feels uncomfortable and dark.
Well,
Ripley sets down his cup of coffee, knits his eyebrows. He looks very troubled. He looks over at you with a twinge of sadness, and as what he's about to say is definitely important, but he does not want to say. He rests a hand on your shoulder.
my boy, I know even though your family has not been the most supportive of your choices, I fully support your actions, and I know that you can do grand things. I expect you to do grand things, not because it's what I want, because I know what you can. I know it's what you can do. And it is not uncommon for members of the church to experience divine messages through dreams. You said earlier it might be premonition. Dreams have always had meaning, and it's not happened for a long, long time. I've heard whispers or something about it on the surface. Maybe one other person has it, but I don't know. I hardly ever leave this church, but I think it might be looking into. Now, there is a book in the Grand Library in the capital, Needle Crown.
Oh.
It specializes in finding the meanings in dreams, especially in members of the church. Do you have a writing utensil? I'd recommend you write this down.
Yeah, for sure. He
It's
pulls out the same book.
called The Midnight Cipher. I do not remember the author off the top of my head, but I do remember the title. Now, I know you normally cannot afford the fare to get the Needle Crown, but I have been cutting back on spending these past few weeks in order to send you there.
Oh.
I have gotten enough money for you to get there from here, through the Stalactius Tunnel and the fare all the way there.
Oh, wow.
I think it is very important that you go on this journey, and that does mean leaving for quite some time. I know that might sound scary, but I believe in you.
I do want to get to the bottom of this. You don't think it could be... You said it might be a message. You don't think it could be... her, right?
Arachne. Well...
I mean, she hasn't been...
We are in the middle of the Great Silence. I do not know if it is Arachne. I don't know who it is or what it is. What I do know is that it's worth looking into.
If there's even a remote chance that it could be, I feel like I have a duty to get down to the bottom of this.
Absolutely, if it is Arachne. The visions are most troubling if it is Arachne. I don't
Yeah.
know why she would send such a devout cleric such as yourself such terrible visions.
Yeah.
Right.
He reaches into his... So the purple robes, they reach down to the floor. They have long sleeves that are like very wide cuffs and like a bit of like a collar, like a kind of like a less stupid looking dog cone that reaches up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they are purple robes with a little bit of gold trim, and there's always the holy symbol of Arachne, which is a spider, like a very simple spider over a web. They're members of the church, or any paladin or warlock, anyone who draws their power from Arachne will have this symbol somewhere on their body in some capacity.
Jeremy has it on the shield he carries with him. For those curious.
Excellent.
Now, this is a somewhat perilous journey. I'm sure a radial knight will be able to escort you some of the way, but I will walk you to the tunnel when you are ready, or I will follow you there.
Yes, thank you so much. I am a bit nervous to go out on my own, but I definitely want to get to the bottom of this.
My boy.
He keeps his hand on your shoulder, he squeezes it. He is an old man. He's very old for a drow. He's several hundred years old. He squeezes your shoulder. He does not have the old man strength that some people do, but it's still firm. Like there's still some conviction left in his joints.
You are going to find people who will protect you like I can.
Yes.
And I'm sure you will protect them too.
I'm still early in my training yet, but I think I'm strong enough to protect myself in the name of Arachne.
That's just what I wanted to hear.
He tears up a little bit.
Oh, you've grown so much in the little time I've seen you. Make sure to write back, by the way.
Of course,
I would
yes.
like to hear from you. Let's finish up our breakfast and move along, shall we?
Okay, that sounds good.
Excellent. So you guys finish up your eggs and bacon. It's very, very nice. So
Hell yeah.
So you guys get your stuff together. He fits you with a backpack. You fit as many of your holy texts as you can into the backpack without it being incredibly overwhelmingly heavy for you paperweight. As in, not
if he does put too many books in there,
when
we'll
I
tip
say
him over.
paperweight, I do not mean one that can hold on paper. I mean one who is the weight of paper.
Yeah.
Let me clarify.
For sure. Yeah, too many books would just tip him over. You can't get too top heavy.
He has glass bones and paper skin.
He's got glass bones and
Glass
paper
bones,
skin.
paper
So
skin.
glass bone, paper skin, Drake. You exit the double doors of the church, and you get a lovely view of your hometown, the underground city of Deepvale. Now, the Weave is home to many a strange and curious landmass, but the seemingly endless caverns that are winding and winding and winding beneath the dirt are by far the strangest. The largest cave in the Weave has been transformed into Deepvale, a bustling city that has put its interconnected tunnels to good use by becoming the freight shipping capital of this world. If you want something transported from one end of the Weave to the other, chances are it's going to pass through Deepvale. As for the city itself, Jeremy, you see that the buildings are built out of stone, almost as if carved out of this cave itself. Jeremy, you see that the buildings are, I read that already, sorry. Long bridges extend from house to house. These pathways are jagged and designed for spiders as opposed to humanoids. a large shimmering pool. Your church is like up on like a hill, kind of, and,
Right.
you're looking out over the city. In the center of the city sits a giant shimmering pool with streams that feed out into the city. It's being constantly fed by hundreds of thousands of dripping stalactites from the ceiling.
Oh, cool.
Now, a lot of the residents of Deep Vale have dark vision, but some people don't. So there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of magical lit candles that are able to light this place. It's very, very
Sick.
pretty.
Yeah.
And a ways off to the left of the city, there are several columns of smoke and steam rising up over the rooftops. You don't need to roll history. You remember that place well. That's where you grew up.
All right. Let's get going then, shall we?
Okay.
All right, so you walk down the path. There are like several lampposts with magical things in there. You don't see many people on your way into town. You're on the outskirts. But once you get into like the greater Deep Vale, you see it's full of people walking about doing various jobs. Now, the majority of people here work for the shipping company called Zipline with 2 P's. But there are people like your family who are smiths and warriors. And even though Deep Vale is most well known for Zipline, it has its own culture and way of life. The population mostly consists of Dwergar, like yourself, and Drow, like Bishop Ripley, but you see deep gnomes, goblins, and even the odd plasmoid from here and there. So, Jeremy, do you want to try to walk to the Stalactius tunnel or catch a cab?
I think he would walk. Jeremy's gonna be doing his best to look not extremely awkward, but he still looks a little awkward. He's trying to hold himself up high, though he's a bit nervous being surrounded by people once again, but he's decently comfortable in this area. He's holding his shield with the holy symbol on it close to him, clanking as he walks down the street in his slightly not fitting half-plate.
Excellent. Now, as you walk down the street, you do see spiders like walking down the actual street. They're rather large. Spiders in this world are gigantic. Not the actual size class, but compared to real-life spiders, they're big. So things like jumping spiders are going to be small. Things like wolf spiders, like medium-sized, or medium too large, and it varies. There are some large spiders, there are even some huge spiders. Maybe they can even get bigger than that. We'll just have to see. And you do see one spider walks past you, a cab, but not for you, a female wolf spider wearing a hat with yellow and black fabric around their joints and around her abdomen. She just walked past you, there were some seats on her back, and she picks up another couple, 2 goblins going somewhere else, just down the street. And they toss some silver coins into a pouch next to her pedipalps, and they scuttle on by.
Nice. Very cool.
All right.
We love world building.
World building is very nice. I'm quite a fan. And as you walk along towards the main road where the Stalactius tunnel is, a bunch of people regard you kindly. They go, "Hello, Father," or "Hello, Priest." They always regard you with a quick little nod. In the religious, I don't want to say purity, the opinion of priests in Deep Vale is rather high. People love Bishop Ripley. He's not the highest ranking member of the church. There's a bigger church in the inner area, but the smaller one is where a lot of people tend to go because his sermons are very nice. He's a very hopeful priest. People like him. And since you're associated with him, people like you by default.
Yeah.
A nice change of pace.
Jeremy will return their greetings with a subtle nod or wave here and there, with a little awkward smile as he tries to do his best to represent the church that he's been following for a few years now.
You are doing a fantastic job. You keep your composure about you. Now, the walk to the Stalactius tunnel is a little bit lengthy. You can always see it off in the distance. There's the magically lit light, but like a few miles down, there is this column, like a beam of holy radiance of natural light coming down.
That's cool.
It takes a while to walk there, but thankfully there are a couple other people, and a dozen here or there, also walking the Stalactius tunnel, humanoid and arachnid alike. And you reach the only area in Deep Vale with only natural light. You reach the Stalactius tunnel, a gigantic hole in the roof of the cave that reaches all the way up to the surface. Even from a ways away, you can see the amount of activity at the bottom of the tunnel. A large spiral pathway stretches up and out of view. Larger versions of the attacks you saw earlier, like tarantulas or just larger spiders, like wolf spiders are the most variable spider. They can get large, the larger ones do. Walking up, taking people up dozens at a time. They're like dragging a coach or sitting on their abdomen. And a few people are walking alongside the fairies, and a couple spiders are walking up the wall of the tunnel itself. These are the fairies that can take people up. Now, this is the longest, but also the safest way to enter and exit Deep Vale, and the caves as a whole. Because the tunnels that Zipline manages are well refined. They're like carved out, they're smooth, but some of the caves you can get trapped in there pretty easily. It takes a while to make these tunnels. So this is the safest way. It's the most well traveled. It takes a while, but it's the safest.
Yeah.
Now, so Ripley is there. He's an old man, so that walk kind of winded him a little bit. I'll probably catch a cab back to the main city if it's all right with you.
Sorry to make you walk with me. I just figured
wouldn't miss it for the world.
If it's going to be the last time I walk through here for a little while, I wanted to make sure I got to, to see everyone on my way and make it myself.
Absolutely. And people did recognize you, by the way.
Right, yeah.
They said, oh, hello, Cleric Drake. Or what is your title? You do go by Cleric Drake, Father Drake. Not Father Drake.
Cleric Drake, but he's also perfectly comfortable with Jeremy.
Some people who just know your status go, hello, priest, and very happy to see you. And that's normally how people open with you if they have not met you before. Oh, hello, priest, nice to see you. Sorry, not Jeremy. You're Jeremy.
I am Jeremy.
Bishop Ruby looks up at the natural light. It's singed a little bit, but tears sting the edge of his eyes. You don't think it's because of the natural light, though. You think he's very fond of you, and he's very sad to see you go, but he knows it's very important for your religious journey.
Jeremy's gonna give him a hug as he prepares to get on a ferry out, I suppose.
Stay safe out there.
I'll do my
then
best.
he hands you a pouch with 50 gold.
Oh, wow, thank you.
This should
will definitely
pay
help.
for travel, lodging. It will not be one day, it'll be a few days. I'm sure, as you know. Now, the tunnel, as you know, takes you all the way up to Upper Greyscarf, which is where the tunnel exits. Deep Vale is underneath the mountains, which I'll explain more in a second. Once you get there, it's very cold. I did not bring you anything. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'll be okay.
All right. Stay safe, Jeremy.
Thank you. I'll do my best. And I'll try to find some others to help me as well.
And remember the 3 core values of being a member of the church. Help those in need, treat everyone equally, and bring people together.
Of course.
Webs are made to trap, but they're also made to stick.
Of course.
Write often and send me your new poems. I quite love the literature you write, and I would love to hear what you come up with. I'm sure there's plenty of inspiration to be had upon the surface.
Jeremy looks a little bashful and kind of scratches his head awkwardly at that. Okay, will do.
All right, boy. So, as you board the ferry, you saddle up and begin the trek up the tunnel. And now we are going to pan out. Up and up and up until we exit the tunnel and see a vast snowy landscape as we are now on the peak of Ice Spike Mountain in a region of the Weave called Windcrest, the coldest region of the Weave, where this mountain range resides and is where the tundra is at the base of it. Now, other smaller mountains are clearly visible around this mountain as we see a wooden city built on this snowy peak. Even though this is a very, very cold area to live, there is a thriving populace here of Goliaths, bugbears, dwarves, and many other species who are more accustomed to this frigid environment. But we are not panning into this city. Instead, we are going to shift our focus on a crow, flying through the air above the city towards the outskirts of Upper Greyscarf. They soar towards a lone, pointy wizard tower with a large telescope on the roof. The crow slows down and lands on an open windowsill. They look inside and see a bedroom with scattered clothes on the bed and an orcish woman trying to pack for a long trip. Maggie, would you like to describe your character?
Yes, I would. So you see an orc in her, the human equivalent of her early 20s. She wears modest black robes that are long sleeve both for her legs and her arms, covered in hand-stitched floral patterns. And you can see that the patterns themselves are from the cypress flower. All told, she's a very plain-looking woman. She's also pretty pale, pretty scrawny. You can see she's kind of fiddling around with a lot of her equipment. She doesn't really seem used to dealing with this much stuff. She has a walking stick with a lantern. You can see there's a bow and a quiver on the bed, a sling with a little pouch of rocks labeled pebbles, and yeah, that's about it.
Alright, so the crow... Hey, Carl, how's packing coming?
Oh, it's all right. Just getting the last of my things together. It's gonna be cold, isn't it?
It's always cold up here. Oh, I'm so sad you're leaving. Oh, I got you something.
This is your friend Rock, by the way. This is Rock the Crow. Rock reaches into their feathers, grabs something with their beak, and drops down a very shiny rock on the windowsill.
I saw it and was reminded of you.
Yo. You watch as her eyes, sparkle a little bit. Oh! Look! It's so shiny! Look at the way the light catches it! Oh,
Right!
I know!
I found it in the river a few miles down. Because, running water can't freeze. It's very interesting, but it makes the pebbles really shiny in there.
This one's going in the collection, and you see her walk over to
Rock happily flaps their wings.
You see her walk over to a dresser, and she opens it, and one of the drawers is just filled with little bits of glass, tiny crystals, just all sorts of little shiny objects. Just boop.
All right, so
There you go.
Pebbles.
Yeah.
Is it Pebble or Pebbles?
Pebbles.
Pebbles, you are in a vast tower where you have been living for quite a while. This tower belongs to Madame Aurora, a wizard who raised you and clothed you and fed you. But as we know, she isn't around, or as you know at least, she isn't around right now. The tower is built out of a dark blue marble bricks and sturdy pine. It has enough amenities for the two folks who lived there, and it felt rather lonely and empty since Aurora disappeared. It has been long enough, it's time to go out and find her.
Man. I'm sad you're leaving us. I wish I could come with you.
Rock just kind of taps the ground with their talon, just looks dejected and sad that their bestie is leaving them.
All told, Rock, you could come along with me. I know you said it.
Rock's head just jolts towards you. What is Rock's gender? What's Rock's pronouns? This is a woke podcast.
She, her. This is a woke podcast.
Welcome to the woke cast. We're playing Dungeons and Pronouns. Pronouns and gender. Yeah, baby.
We gotta fight an ancient pronoun, CR21.
I can fight it.
Rock is a female crow.
Rock's a female crow. So she.
Really? You don't bring me with you?
Well, yeah. It's gonna be big and scary out there with just me, and so I figured having another set of eyes would be nice. Besides, you're always talking about how cold it is up here and everything, so I figured it'd be nice to take you.
knows how damn cold it is up here.
I always figured, it'd be nice to take you to somewhere warm, just to let you see how it feels.
Oh, all right. Yay! I have to tell you when I'm leaving, obviously. I'm sure. Have you told everyone else you're leaving?
Well, it's kind of something I've been busy putting together for a little bit now, but I don't know if I've really told anyone else. I've been so focused on my equipment and making sure it's all properly maintained, and I didn't know there was so much going into maintaining a longbow string, and...
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I'm a crow.
That you are.
It's nice being a crow. You want to go stop by before we leave and say, or do you think we should just go?
I think we should swing by.
That's a
I
good idea.
think we should.
Right. Oh, where are we headed, by the way?
Oh, well...
I know you're going somewhere, but I know it's far away, but I've never been off the... Oh, excuse me. I've never been off the mountain.
Well, I know that we're going to find Madame Aurora, and so we're probably just going to start with any leads that we can find and just go from there.
All right. That's a good idea. We should... Let's start going.
So, Pebbles, you and Rock hops up on your shoulder as you go down the large spiral staircase into the lobby of the Wizard Tower. I don't know what you call it. I guess it's a foyer.
Foyer.
It's a foyer. Ah, thank you. So, Pebbles, you open the large wooden door and into the snowy and chilly city of Upper Grayscarf. Now, you have rarely left this place, but Madame Aurora would sometimes take you on her excursions, but never too terribly far. And But will this be the first time you're setting off on your own to go somewhere else?
I think she would have been out and about in the city, but I think it's going to be a similar kind of thing where she hasn't really been off the mountain properly.
All right. How does it make her feel? What's her emotions in this exact moment?
Mainly she's feeling cold. But you know, as she steps out, she kind
It's
of
always cold here.
breathes in the cold, windy air and breathes back out. And, okay, I can do this. I can do this. We can do this.
We can
just
do
have
this.
to. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We can find Aurora, and
There we go.
then we can come back here, and it's gonna be great.
Oh, didn't you said Madame Aurora left a note? What did it say again? I mean, that's got to be the first lead, right? Pebbles. Madame Aurora leaves notes whenever she goes somewhere on her own, and she even left one before she went missing. She normally writes down how much she loves you and where she's going and how long she will be gone. But this most recent note, the one she left before she went missing, only gives you where she went. Gone to Bandora. Normally it's a city or country like Brellagrain or Grasskern, but you have never heard of a place called Bandora. No one in town seems to have heard of it either. And you can't find on any of Aurora's maps. However, there are better maps at the capital in the Grand Library.
You know, Rock, I bet that if we went to the capital and we went to the Grand Library...
Needle Crown?
Yeah!
Oh, that's so far away.
I know it's a bit of a trek, but I figure once we get there, we can look at some of the maps, and maybe they'll have more information on where she went.
I've got to stock up more twigs if we're going to Needle Crown.
Oh, probably.
Speaking of twigs, let's go ahead to the family tree.
Yeah!
So, Pebbles, you and Rock, you are walking in the path, you turn right and immediately hop into the snow and start walking into the forest.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You walk for a little bit, you know this place like the actual back of your hand and then some. Even if something changed, you can figure it out. You hear eventually more as you come to a large pine tree that is full of crows. Everyone, Cause here! And then like several dozen crows start flying down into like lower branches to say hi to you. It's like,
Hi! I brought shiny rocks!
and then they start going crazy. They go ballistic. Like, oh, there are a bunch of other crows. Oh, I tell you, Scrot, Pebbles brings the best rocks, or Caw brings the best rocks. I know, doesn't she? It's lovely. That's your Uncle Scrot and Aunt Scrolinda, by the way.
Scrolinda.
They're so sweet.
Yeah, they're very sweet.
Yeah, you can see Pebbles is properly at home in this place. You can see that despite everything, you see kind of this open spot in the bottom of the tree where you can see this little, what appears to be like a child's room, with some like bits and pieces, like a basic sleeping roll, like some blankets kind of built in a nest structure.
Gosh.
And she kind of looks up at everyone. Well, I have something to say.
They all stop flapping and look down at you. If this was not your family, this would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Because this is several dozen crows just...
Yeah, but you see Pebbles looks right at home.
Yeah.
I will specify this entire time she is speaking in crow as well. So she is
Oh
just
my
like
God.
squawking and
These crows are not speaking English, they are squawking at each other.
Yes.
They are literally crowing at each other.
That's awesome.
Well, so Madame Aurora, and Rock and I have been living with Madame Aurora for a while, and she went missing a while back, and so we're going to... Rock and I have decided that we're gonna head over to the capital and see if we can't find any like special maps or anything to help us find our way to her.
Oh my goodness, do you have everything you need? That was just one of the many crows who just is voicing a concern. Do you have enough rocks? We can get you more rocks.
She like opens the bag and it is just
just
full.
rocks.
It's just rocks. I think I'm okay.
They seem alright. Alright, well, if she has enough rocks, she probably has enough rocks.
Oh, actually, I think I'll take one of the bits off the pine tree for good luck, if that's all right.
They nod. One of the smaller ones, a more recently born crow, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is Blip. Blip the crow walks up and just puts that in their beak.
Oh, well, thank you, Blip.
And just drops it down, and then falls over in the grass because they're young and stupid.
Pebbles
Damn.
like picks him back up and sets him on one of the lower branches.
Thank you.
Oh, well, this is very sweet. Thank you all so much. And she clasps it to her lapel.
Lovely.
All right.
I take it you're heading out then?
I think that's the plan.
We'll miss you very much, sweetie. Stay safe, all right? It's a scary world out there. You'll never know who you'll meet.
Right. I would write back home, but none of you guys know how to read. So
No, just general. Yeah, we can't read.
I'll see if I can get some kind of like telegram or something. No, not a telegram.
One of the other crows.
Oh, hey, I got a pigeon friend in Needle Crown. He might be able to. If you can track him down. If you find Blibber, and yeah, if you find Blibber and tell him that you know your Uncle Blimbo, it's gonna go a lot better. I'm not gonna
Blibber and his cousin.
Tell
Blabber.
Blibber about Blimbo. Okay, I can do this.
Thank you, sweetie. All right.
You're not gonna remember that.
I'm not gonna remember that.
The crow's names will change every
Every
session.
single time. The only crow I had written down is Rock. I've made up
I've
every
noticed
single
that.
crew. What?
As you go, we'll call him
What?
Blip.
You don't think I had Skrilinda written down? What's your problem, man?
Skrilinda's a crazy pull. That's a crazy pull.
I was like a Scrot and Skrilinda. All right.
All right, and so as Pebbles kind of
All right.
looks up, waves at everybody. Hi.
All right. You get back onto the beaten path like a normal person,
Ooh,
and
it's
you
chilly.
get back into Upper Grayscarp. You have enough clothes for Upper Grayscarp. You lived your life enough. Madame Aurora, for lack of a better term, spoils you with enough clothes.
Oh yeah, she's wrapped up in a nice, comfy traveling.
She's very
cloak.
happy. So, Upper Grayscarp is full of well-insulated houses and sloped roofs designed for the snow to slip off of. They're very tall. Like, think of Santa's workshop level sloped roofs, just that amount of tall. Now, the communal fire pit in the center of the city continues to burn, offering warmth to everyone who lives here. Now, Upper Grayscarp has a lot of art galleries, and in fact it is where the annual Weave-Wide Art Convention is held. Now, the other residents of Upper Grayscarp don't pay much mind to you, unless there's anything you'd like to buy from any of the vendors here.
Nothing in particular I can think of.
Nothing in particular, that's fine enough. You don't see any of the people who
Actually.
Oh, okay.
She will swing by like a pet store or something.
Okay.
If there's any. She's just gonna walk up.
You walk in and you see a Goliath hunkered down behind next to a desk that is his size.
Oh, hello there.
Hi.
He's got, despite his big Goliath face, he has on tiny circular rimmed glasses that he has to like see through. They might not have a Goliath optometrist up here yet, so he's making do.
How can I help you, young lady?
Well, so normally I'm able to scavenge these, but I've just been so busy as of late. I was wondering, do you have any crickets?
Yes, of course, we have plenty of crickets. He trundles around. This is a big store. This is Goliath size, but he obviously tenders to people who are not all Goliaths. There's a big box. He just reaches in his big Goliath hand, grabs a handful, and puts it in like a bag, and just like shuts it, and it just starts cricketing around.
There you are, lass. It'll be 2 silver.
Oh yeah, here you go. 1, 2.
Excellent.
He
Just eat them.
No, that was a bit. He does not eat them. He puts them in like some manner of cash register.
What's the silver gold conversion again? It's...
That's important. I know that.
100? Oh no, you changed it, didn't you?
Yeah, it's different now. Also, because money here is magic, you just push on a gold and it turns into 10 silver
That's
coins.
awesome.
Because I don't want to deal with that, so that's how it works now.
Does she keep her currency in the same bag as all the other shiny trinkets, or does it have a different one?
Well, it has a different bag.
Oh, okay.
That's the shiny bag.
That's the shiny bag.
What? Currency isn't shiny?
It's a different kind of shiny.
Oh,
Shiny.
there's
Yeah, Tyler.
tiers.
Very
Get your
well
head in
said.
the game.
I'm
Different
learning,
kind of
I'm
shiny.
I'm learning the culture of the orc woman raised by crows.
And a wizard.
All right.
So you get your crickets. Rock is just kind of eyeing the bag, but he knows. She knows. I'm misgendering crows on the podcast. Just
How dare you?
draw.
I thought this was a one podcast.
We gotta cancel with Audubon now.
Draw and quarter me post haste.
Tar and feather this guy.
Oh God, man. crow feathers. So yeah, Rock is just like kind of side-eyeing, like you know how like when dogs get like the whites in their eyes.
Okay.
That's what Rock's doing.
I was planning on saving these for the road, but you can have one.
Ain't exactly how crows sound when they
you
eat.
got the. She like puts the leg up on the beak and there you go. First try.
All right, so Rock is very happy with herself. So you make it to the edge of the city, and you see what, to us, as human beings in the real world, would look like a larger version of a ski lift made out of wood and spider silk.
Ooh.
This is the lift system that unites Upper Grayscarf to Lower Grayscarf. Lower Grayscarf is home to college campuses and some restaurants on the more expensive side. The trolley... Now you get there right as the trolley makes it up to the top, and it opens up, and a set of people get off. The doors close, and the trolley wraps around to go back down the mountain. It's continuous. It's like a ski lift.
Okay.
Opens up. All right, and you see off to the side, in like a little kiosk area, is a bright yellow jumping spider with a large bushel of hair under his fangs that resemble a mustache and a teal scarf wrapped around his abdomen. Pebbles, you would recognize this as Mr. Fritz. Mr. Fritz is based on the Himalayan jumping spider that is most suited for high altitudes. He is also what's known as an elemental variant. This is important, this is lore. Because the way the world was created, every single living being has some kind of magic flowing through them, and in some cases more than others. And especially in the case of arachnids. Some of them are born with a certain kind of magic flowing through them and from them at all times. Mr. Fritz is a shock variant. He is actually in charge of powering the lift, and behind his little station is a set of metal containers that look like batteries. You would know that they're filled with Mr. Fritz's electrically charged venom. That's how he powers the lift, with his venom.
Sick. Can't wait for all the spider fun facts.
There are many, and they are abundant.
And other fun facts, like running water can't freeze out of nowhere.
It at least has a hard time freezing.
Alright. So, Mr. Fritz looks over at you. Oh, I gotta jump back and forth. We glossed over this earlier. So, Mr. Fritz... well, good morning, Miss Pebble. Are you heading out to look for Madame Aurora?
Yeah, I think that's probably the plan.
Excellent. That's very nice. I see Rock is doing nice for you.
Mm-hmm. So Rock and I will be riding the ferry. Does that mean we need 2 tickets? Or
oh, sweetie, no. Rock is a bird. I will not charge you for the crow.
Let's go. Let's go.
So, notable. So, the way Mr. Fritz is speaking, his pedipalps are the smaller leg-looking like appendages next to a spider's fangs. Not everyone may know that, especially none of the viewers at home. Hi, Sandman. Nice to see you. Yeah. And and whenever he talks to you, he's speaking to you in a language called flick speak. His pedipalps flip up and down, kind of like ASL, and it's the language that spiders use to communicate with humanoids like yourself. And everyone in this world is fluent in it, including yourself.
Yes.
Now, and spiders are fluent in all the other languages, and they can hear you and they have to respond in flick speak. It's how it goes. And the way different spiders move, that's how accents appear.
Makes sense.
Now, Mr. Fritz on the older side, he's a jumping spider. He appears to have a higher timbre, and he's just older sounding. They're a little bit crickier, and that in your brain goes to a slightly crickety old man voice.
I see.
Well, keep your neck warm, won't you? Keep your neck warm is a Grayscarf expression for stay safe.
I will.
Alright, well, let's get a move on now. He reaches up with his pedipalp and pulls down on a pulley that plays a loud whistle. It's a noise you commonly hear in Grayscarf, and it's the last call whistle. Jeremy, you hear this whistle, and you are a good 70 feet away, which is really far. And another thing, wow, it is cold up here!
It's really cold. I'm glad I have some padding under my armor here.
Now, you knew it was going to be, and thankfully, Bishop Ridley did pack a coat for you, but wow, it is not enough. It is very, very cold up here.
He looks up at the lift as he hears the whistle go off and sees all the trolleys heading down and up it.
You will not make this next trolley if you do not get a move on this instant.
Oh no, is that the last call? Oh no. It's gonna start running.
Alright, so, Pebbles, you're getting on, Rock's next to you. You see a very strange looking drow, Dwergar sprinting towards you in full half plate. It looks like he's about to blow away in the wind.
It's like clanking and running at a full tilt. Please wait!
Oh, Mr. Fritz, hold the trolley for a second.
Oh dear.
He just kind of like put the pedicop on a button and it rocks back and forth.
What on earth? You must be new here, boy. What are you doing?
David like leans up against the wood of the trolley. I made it. Sorry, I need to get down.
Whoa! What are you waiting for? Get on the damn trolley.
Thank you, sir. He's gonna hop up on there.
This Mr. Fritz just like waves you on. It's like, stop holding up, damn it. Alright, so now, Pebbles, you are now on a lift with a strange-looking Dwergar. You see a couple of them. You see several of them. They pass through pretty quickly, but this is the strangest one you've seen because of his abnormally tall height. How tall is Pebbles, by the way?
Pebbles is pretty average for an orc. I'd say she's around like 6'1". So
Right,
she looks down on him, but just barely.
Jeremy's almost the same.
Odd.
Yeah.
Which is very odd, to say the least.
Hi. My name's Jeremy Drake. Nice to meet you. I'm heading down into town on my way to Needle Crown.
I'm also heading down to Needle Crown.
Oh, really?
This is Rock. I'm Pebbles. Sorry, I'm really not very good at this kind of thing.
That's okay. I'm not either.
Okay. You look cold.
I'm very cold. Yes.
Do you want to borrow my cloak?
The half plate is not doing you any favors, by the way.
I have a coat. I wouldn't want to take your coat. I'll be okay.
If you're sure.
He like awkwardly adjusts in his armor as he sits on the trolley, and he sets down his heavy, clanky shield and takes off his helmet for a moment. I'm not used to wearing it all.
And as you're going, like, you are moving down the mountain. Now, this ski lift goes up and down the entire mountain, so you get a, frankly, beautiful view of Windcrest and the Weave as a whole. You can see if you would choose to look over, you can see the base where there's like a tundra area. You can see the pine cone forest, which is just a spruce forest. It's lovely, it's beautiful, and it is so cold.
Oh, it's great to see it all. I don't come up here too often. I live down below.
Is this your first time on the surface?
I don't imagine it would be his first, but it's probably his first time going past the bottom of the mountain.
Most likely. So you may have seen this view before, but it is still quite a thing to behold. And
Worth the cold, I suppose.
And this is not the first time you've done this. Like I said, Madame Aurora's taken you on these excursions before, so this is not anything new for you, but it's still very cool. It's still cool, like how seeing someone do a backflip is cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh wow, nice.
Oh, sick.
So, Pebble, you said?
Pebbles, like with an S.
Pebbles. What are you heading to Needle Crown for?
Oh, I'm looking for a map. My master, the mage, Madame Aurora. I don't know if you've heard of her.
You can roll history if you'd like.
Sure. 15.
15? I don't think a 15 is enough. I don't think you've heard of Madame Aurora.
I don't think I've heard of her, no.
Well, if I had to describe her, I'd say she's really nice and really good at casting spells. And she goes out on these long trips, and she hasn't come back in a while. So,
Oh no.
Rock and I are gonna head out to find her. This is Rock. I've already introduced Rock to you, I realize.
Right. So you think she might be?
Oh, this guy's weird.
What do you mean he's weird? And you notice that as she turns, she's like...
You see Pebble turn on her, just with a very, like, what do you mean he's weird? Expression, just go, just cawing at a bird. It's a strange thing.
Oh, you speak crow.
And you remember, Ripley, you're going to meet many lovely people as you watch this orc woman scream at a bird.
Do you speak crow too?
I don't, but that's cool.
Jeremy, you do not speak crow.
So you think this Aurora might be in Needle Crown?
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, she's probably not in Needle Crown, but there's maps there at the library that should be able to point us to her.
Oh, I'm also going to the library. I'm looking for a book. Maybe we could help each other find what we're looking for there.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah! That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
Why would you guys be together in a D&D campaign? That's dumb.
Cooperative role-playing game? I think you mean give me your money.
I incentivize crime and robbing.
I'm not fighting an orc.
So as you reach the bottom, you lower Grayscrub, like I said, college campuses, restaurant. It looks a lot more like a ski lodge than anything else. Just a big fancy ski lodge. If you've ever been skiing, it's like that. Ugh. Excuse me, sorry. You hop off, and then everyone else goes their separate ways, and you're going to have to walk through the city to get to the city's edge, where there are more than likely several convoys going out. This is a big area for travel. Convoys happen pretty often in this world, and more often than not, a radial knight, a member of the Weave's police / military, always will escort you to make sure everything stays safe. Actually, I will let you walk and talk as you would like until you get to the city's edge. If there's anything else you'd like to do, try to buy something in Lower Grayscarf, maybe get a bite to eat if you'd like. It's pretty expensive.
So were you a cleric? I noticed the thing.
Yes, I'm a cleric of Arachne. I've been training for a couple years now. I'm still a bit of a novice, but I'm doing what I can.
Okay, neat. That's very cool.
I was hoping to maybe find one of the radio knights to help us get to Needlecrown if you want to. I mean, if we're going there for the same thing together, we might as well travel together.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So I suppose we should find one of those.
Yeah.
Excellent. If you'd like, you can, what's like a city sense kind of role? Is that history, or is that what like a sense of where you think one would be?
Maybe survival?
Survival, history, not nature.
I'd say both you can roll survival to figure out where a radial knight might be.
I'm proficient in that.
I'm not, and I rolled a 2, so 6.
13.
There you go.
A 13. Well, you do see a couple radial knights, but they are not very approachable, and they're doing stuff right now. They're actively moving traffic along, or patrolling for things. You can ask them. You still talk to them if you would like.
Oh, they look really busy. We should find someone else.
Do they have a help desk or something?
Yes, there is a radial knight station.
Okay, we should go there. Thanks, Scott.
No problem with me, Arachne. I'm back, and I'm here.
Oh my God!
I'm here to help you find the police.
My entire quest is over.
Thank you for listening to it. Any percent speed run. The police person. So if you guys come to the idea to go to a radial knight station, there is a little area where there's a bunch of guys hanging outside of it. It looks like the police station, but for knights.
So do we just walk up and ring the bell, or
It's an option. There is a desk with a bell on it.
Rock, do you want to ring the bell?
I would love to.
Ding, 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 ding.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's our combined charisma?
I have a +4.
Oh, okay. You're not bad at charisma then. It's just roleplay.
Yeah.
I have 10.
Good.
So ding, ding, ding. All right, then that I hear it.
Thank you, Rock.
And a very large man wearing not very good plated armor, just a human man with a big mustache, rolls out. He puts his hair up, brown hair, his big mustache.
Hi.
What are you folks doing? Can I help you with something?
We were hoping to hire escorts to Needlecrown.
An escort to Needlecrown. We got He takes out a clipboard and starts rifling through it. I don't know you need to hire someone. You must do something to pay him, but we do got one of those leaving in an hour on the edge of the city.
Okay.
Who we got on that? We got Axel on that. Look for an orc named Axel. He's got glasses. He's the one in charge of a convoy right now.
Okay, thank you. Which direction did you say that was?
God, where the heck is it? He spivels around. There's one of those maps of the city. The little due east of here on the edge of the city is where you want to go.
Okay.
Okay, so if the sun's over there,
there's a map. I could just give you a map if you'd like.
Oh yes, please, thank you.
Okay, now we just have to figure out which way is north.
I actually know this one. It's where the North Star.
So he hands you one of the maps they have of the city.
Thank you.
That one's on the house. You don't seem like locals.
How could you tell?
Knight's intuition.
Two most awkward people you've ever seen in this town.
He orc, very normal person, tall, drow without the ears. His gaze does linger on you for a second, but it might be insensitive to ask, so he's not going to.
really
Jeremy
good body paint.
waves and clanks out of the
All right then. Okay. So you head due east, and I assume you make it to the city's edge.
Yeah.
Now, some of the like I said earlier, there are people on horses, people on spiders just walking around normally. And at the head of this group is an orc with a traditional military cut in silver armor with robin's egg blue fabric between the joints. He's got these half-moon spectacle glasses on and a pair of circular maces on his waist. On one of his soldier pauldrons is the symbol of a spider on a web. Jeremy, you already know that's the religious symbol. So this guy is at the very least a worshipper of Arachne, and this fits the description of Axel, who we were trying to look for.
Hi, excuse me, are you Axel?
I believe I am, miss. Nice to meet you. Are you looking for a convoy to get here?
Mm-hmm. That's the plan. Me and this cleric guy I found, we're trying
Jeremy.
to. Yeah, Jeremy.
Jeremy, nice to meet you. Axel Nash. Lovely to meet you.
Jeremy Drake.
Shakes your hand.
We're headed to Needle Crown.
Yeah. So that's what this convoy is for.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Axel is like rubbing his hands, looking around at all the other people. He's looking around, he's ready to go.
We're gonna be leaving in about. He looks up at the sun. 20 minutes. So you got anything else you want to wrap up? Well, then we're gonna move on.
Okay.
So Axel is a younger orc. He looks to be his armor isn't that like chinked or it's real polished. He looks to be on the newer side. He's a newer recruit, but he's still a radial knight, which is a pretty high honor. It's very impressive to be a radial knight.
A position of prestige.
A little bit of prestige, not as much as like being like a bishop, like Bishop Ripley, or even higher ups in Needle Crown, but it's higher.
Is it like a governmental position or a religious position or just like a
Sometimes
a
it's
group?
both. You can be a religious person and be a radial knight. It's a governmental position.
Okay. Also, it occurs to me, I've described some of Jeremy, but not his full appearance. He is, as Donovan has said, a pale but like bluish skin colored Dwergar with stark white hair, piercing gray eyes, and not a hair on his face. Absolutely face.
Even odder thing for a Dwergar to be.
Yes.
Some
All
real
right,
convincing
so
body paint you got
guys
there.
begin to set up. You can always pay for a horse if you'd like. That's an option, or you can even. No, that's not a thing. None of the spiders here appear to be taxis, so they wouldn't be too happy if you just climbed up on top of them. That's very rude. Now, so you guys get set up, and now we are going to pan out from this convoy and soar down the road, through the pine-cord forest, down the road, through the tundra, until it suddenly turns into an expansive field of yellow grass. We enter Grasskern, the grasslands of the Weave. This is the largest region, and it's home to lots of small towns and villages, most of which specialize in some manner of agriculture. And speaking of which, it is in one of these smaller villages we see lovely fields of corns, watermelons, carrots, all being washed over by a very, very sturdy scarecrow. Ty, would you like to describe your character?
So, in the field, the scarecrow does look a little different. Instead of having your typical straw head, it has an ox head.
How did you allow this?
Just listen.
Let me describe what you see in detail. Durak is a 5'8" retina minotaur wearing wheat-colored full plate, a book pouch along his lumbar, and a shield that has webbing etched into it, resembling an orb weaver. And he is currently on the job, watching out for crows to scare.
Oh no! Oh no!
You are on your shift as a scarecrow right now. So
The party dynamic has already been demolished.
We haven't even introduced Trent's character yet.
So, did you say your name, by the way?
Durak.
Yeah. So, Durak, what's on your mind right now on this rather mild day?
You know, I could be studying right now.
For those at home, Ty is in the scarecrow position.
Alright, so you've been here a few hours, and suddenly a whistle gets your attention. A hobgoblin wearing overalls and a straw hat walks out, but he takes out like a thing of wheat. Alright, Durak, shift's over.
Oh, thank goodness.
And he pulls out a bag and tosses you something. You have been paid 40 silver for your efforts.
Let's go. I forgot to calculate my gold, by the way. So
That's
this is
alright,
all
you
We'll
got
give it
10.
10.
10?
Yeah.
That works for me.
You might have gotten some from your background too, but definitely 10.
All right. Also, I might edit those gold things. I think 10 silver is going to be a gold, and 10 copper is a silver.
Okay,
That sounds
4
better.
gold out of this.
It's a 10-10-10 conversion. Cool.
Yes. It just feels better in my brain.
that's easier to do anyway.
So, Durak, you walk back into the larger area of your village, and the name of your village is Mopple Village, and you see that it is home to several dozen houses, a lot of which double as businesses, like top half house, bottom half business, classic fare, and you see lots of other Minotaur, that's the primary population, and there are a few hobgoblins, humans, orcs, now, just of that sort. Mopple Village sits right at the cusp between traditional grasslands and the savannah, so there's a mixing of populations. And it's a lovely little town. It's very cozy, very southern vibes, and an orc carrying a load of logs on his back waves to say hello. The village reverend gives you a small blessing as you pass. Everyone knows everyone here. It's one of those kind of small towns. And eventually you make it to your house. Your house is very, very rudimentary, wooden walls, clay foundation, nice roof.
Mom, home.
Is that my sweet baby son I hear?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's back from another long shift as a scarecrow.
Oh, come here, baby. You see your mother. You see Vitri, your mom, who is a very similar Minotaur to yourself, is very old, with gray hairs. She doesn't have any horns, so she's a female Minotaur. And she walks over to you, shovels over, grabs your face, kisses you on both cheeks. How was your day, Pumpkin?
My arms are a little exhausted, but it was a nice easy shift. There weren't any crows this time around, so I didn't have to yell.
Probably because they saw you and ran away. You're scary.
I cannot wait.
You're a mighty fine scarecrow. This is not the only job he does. He does other things. Now, like your mom, Vitri is an older Minotaur, so happy to see you. She helps run the town grocery store and is very supportive of you in all of your endeavors. She's very kind. Now, what would you like for lunch, sweetie? I'll whip up something nice for you.
Oh no. You know I'm not picky, Mom. Anything will really do.
Alright, well, I just got some lovely pumpkins right here, and I feel like I'm whipping up some pie. Does that sound like a good thing to you, sweetie?
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
I'll get right on it, surely.
God, I want some pumpkin pie.
Alright, so your mother, Vitri, begins to create a pie.
We're on the ferry. What are you talking about?
So as she's making her pie, you sit down in your little lovely house. She says, so how have your studies been going? You find out what caused the Great Silence yet? See, that's mostly a joke. She knows you haven't. No one knows what that is, but she knows it's one of your
You
interests.
figured out the great mystery yet?
Oh, you figured out the great mystery of the world yet?
No, but I'm close, Mom.
He's got this crackpot theory.
In the same vein as asking, have you beaten Minecraft yet? That type of motherly vibe. You beaten that game yet, sweetie? Oh, really? You're close. You mind telling me some more clues you found? This is not mocking. She's so invested in you and everything you do. She loves you.
Oh.
Well, all clues from my various jobs point to the capital potentially having information. Hopefully.
I know you've been saving up to go there, sweetie.
He says all this while, like, nose deep in the book that was in his pouch.
Yes. Now, I know you are not quite there yet, so she stops rolling out the dough for the pie, walks over to a cupboard and takes out a large sack, and she sets it on the table you're on, and you hear a metallic clunk. Now, some of the members of the village and I threw together some leftover funds, and you've just been so helpful around here with all the jobs you do, but we wanted to show our appreciation. Direct, there is 15 gold in there, more than enough to get you anywhere you need.
Yo!
Bishop Ripley overcompensated, by the
I
way.
did notice that. I hope this went the church's donations.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You don't know.
Oh no! I might just put some of this aside and make sure it gets back to him.
If you like, you can donate some of that to the church.
A little embarrassed. Donak doesn't know how to accept such a generous gift. I mean, I've just been doing what anyone else would, helping around the community.
Honey, you've been working as a scarecrow. No one else is going to be a damn scarecrow. That's a you thing, sweetie. Do you know anyone else would be a scarecrow? Would your Uncle Marcus be a scarecrow? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know anyone else personally who would be a scarecrow, but with the 40 silver that I'm being offered a shift.
That's not bad.
I mean, Cousin Timmy's a little weird, maybe.
Well, Tammy would do that for fun. He wouldn't do that for nobody. All right, so now another thing about Montville Village, it's very close to this world version of the interstates. A lot of traffic comes through Montville, so there's a chance that a convoy will be coming through this area sometime soon. There's even a bus stop kind of area in Town Square. A lot of convoys bring extra horses that you can pay a fee to borrow for the journey. So if that's what you'd like to do today, you certainly can. But Fish to finish her pie, so we're gonna do that first. It's very important.
Gotta have my pie.
So you do some studying while your mom has been cooking. A familiar scene. This has happened several times before, and it's cozy every single time. She finishes up the pie. You float over. Down. She sets it on the windowsill. Bugs Bunny tries to steal it. She doesn't let him. You scare him away because it's your job. She sets it on the table, and you both have your Mother Vitri's famous pumpkin pie, and it's delicious. Give yourself 4 temporary hit points.
God damn.
Yes.
If I had a nickel for every time good cooking gave you 10 HP in like the first session of the campaign, I'd have like
So
$2.
true.
$2.
Yeah.
$2.
How much does horses cost, by the way? I feel like we probably would have done that.
They would cost a gold each.
Okay.
Oh, swag.
Jeremy will just pay for them.
One gold is not nearly as insane in the Weave as it is in the Forgotten Realm, because that's very
The Weave
odd.
has a good economy.
The Weave has a very nice economy.
Let's go.
What do you? Because like 1 gold changes the peasant's life forever. There's items in Baldur's Gate that cost like 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
I hate the Forgotten Realms gold system, so I made my own.
I mean, even
Baldur's Gate also doesn't denominate them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Also, even in the PHB, I mean, there's some stuff's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that a peasant could never ever afford them.
Yes, I would like to buy a spyglass for 1,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, what the hell?
I had better see tomorrow with that damn spyglass that I'm paying 1,000 gold for it.
I better see tomorrow, yesterday, and I better see the ghost of Bitchmas Past.
Bitch's pass.
Hey, you.
I had better be able to
Yeah,
look through the
you.
telescope into the back of my head with 1,000. Anyway, so you get yourself plenty of gold to eat. Would you like to go buy anything for the journey or do anything else?
I think Durek's gonna go and rent a horse.
Rent a horse. All right, they do have those just waiting there at like the town square. There's a guy. It's the normal horse selling guy. You know, he's a human named Josiah. He sells horses. Oh, hey, Durek, nice to see you.
How's it going, Josiah? How's the business?
Business is going sweet. A lot of people are doing Needle Crown. Are you looking? Are you going somewhere? Are you looking to buy a horse?
You know, funny you mentioned Needle Crown. I'm actually on my way over there.
Ooh, that's big. Right? Yes. I was not able to support any of that because I'm. You know when I say business was good? That's a lie. That's a flat lie. Business has not been that great. I'm broke. So
I love this guy.
I spent all my money on the horses. I have 12 horses, and I have to pay to feed all the 12 horses. I've sold 2 in the last month.
Josiah, the totally planned NPC, is now my new favorite character. We're taking him with us.
He's very important. Yeah, he's right here in the notes.
Here, Josiah, because you're in a rough time, I'll go ahead and give you 4 gold pieces for the rent.
So you give him your entire pay from being a scarecrow to Josiah, the idiot who bought 12
I mean,
horses.
it might as well have been a hobby.
Thank. You're such a gem, Durek. Thank you so much. So you get yourself a horse in the town square. It's like a pagoda, but it's like a pavilion area. There's like benches to sit around and stuff, and you can just wait for the next convoy. It'll be here soon if you'd like to wait.
Yeah, I think I would.
Fantastic. We pan out from you. We go out and out and out down the street. We go down the street. We enter through an open window to a man working peacefully by candlelight, writing down some notes about this lovely little town. Trenton, would you like to introduce your character?
I would love to.
Why are you already losing it?
Just right across the street.
Oh, I would love to. How sinister.
I swear to God, if you are
If he's also a scarecrow.
He is not.
Oh no.
So, I'm playing Nasir. And Nasir, he has striking green eyes, which gleam with a sharp intellectual curiosity. His dark, well-defined eyebrows lend him an intense, focus expression. He has a straight nose, which complements his symmetrical features, while his thin lips often form a subtle smile.
Oh no.
His skin is a warm light brown, and his attire is both practical and revealing. He wears a sleeveless fitted tunic with an open neckline exposing his collarbone and upper chest. Over this, a fitted leather vest is left unbuttoned, further revealing his chest. Leather braces to protect his forearms while leaving his upper arms bare, showcasing his tattoos.
perhaps the wokest character yet.
The most defining feature of Nasir is his canvas of a body. From his chest to his arms to what you can possibly, maybe even his legs, because you can't see them. They're covered by his long trousers. But every single part of him up to basically his jawline is where the tattoos stop.
You're striking show, man. Nasir, you've been in this town for a bit, and it's great. It's very cozy. The residents here are so welcoming and homely. You've helped tend the fields here for a bit, and it's been fun. But you've made enough money at this point to finally join a convoy to Needle Crown.
Yeah, he kind of closes his journal, and he's like, oh, man. Well, maybe I'll come back here one day, but I think I've had enough. And he gets up and he looks around his room and he goes, oh shit. And it's just books neatly stacked, and it's towers on towers on towers, and he's just I don't know what to do with these. Is there anybody that I can sell these books to?
Yeah, there are a couple. There's a library that would love some more books in this town.
Right.
There are several people you can talk to. I'm sure you can keep around if you want. You can sell if you're on the way, but there's definitely a place you can sell a lot of these books to. How many books do you have? I gotta generate how many.
He would probably have around 20 books.
20 books? Yeah, I would probably say for 20 books. What are they about? What kind of books are they?
A lot of them are about agriculture, just the how to farm. He did because he didn't know how to farm when he got here, so he was kind of learning about how to do that, how to farm, how to plant, water, all that stuff.
Right. So I think for a bunch of books on how to farm in a farming town,
you're really not that much.
You're gonna get 5 gold for all of those.
Sweet, I'll take it.
Yeah. So you get off some of your books. I assume you keep a few just for safekeeping, just in case. And on your way out to go sell your books in what I assume was a gigantic knapsack, and you dragging it along. You enter yourself and see the mail is here. The mailboxes in the weave have 2 flags: a green one that tells you when you have mail, and a red one that tells the mailman there is outgoing mail.
Which, why don't we? We should have that.
I know. I improved this.
You improved mailboxes.
I have improved mailboxes. I should be in the Department of Mail.
Collect my mail.
It's a letter from Quaith.
I'm gonna open it.
So you open up this lovely kind of green tinted letter, very nice papery, kind of made from oak, most likely from where she's from, the ever full forest. And dearest Nasir, I pray that your travels find you safe and happy. I'm doing well. The library here in Branchmorrow has recently received from renovation and is looking a lot better now. My parents are doing as good as they can. I hope your time in Grasskern has not been too boring. I don't know how I would survive having nothing to look at but grass and cattle. I jest. I'm sure you of all people able to find the beauty in such a place. Right back soon. Quaith.
Nasir kind of smiles and he's like, of course they redo the library once I leave. He closes the letter.
Damn.
With a nice grin on his face. Makes a mental note to he's got to write back to her, and then continues off to sell his books.
Fantastic. You go into this kind of bookstore / library where there's an older orc woman hunched over reading a book. Ah, it's the new boy. Nate. It's Nate, right?
Close. It's Nasir.
Oh, Nathan. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, how can I help you? Her bones crack. She sets her chin on the table, or on her hands.
I have some books I'd like to sell
Let
you.
me help you. She reaches over with one arm and just effortlessly.
Jesus.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh my god.
Those at home, she's kind of like one by one licking her finger and turning each individual page.
That appreciates the value.
Oh god.
Not bad.
Well aged.
Excellent year.
Witches.
So this old orc lady thoroughly examines your books. She does not do it for every single page, but she does do it for every single book. This process takes 35 minutes.
Oh Christ.
So she doesn't say a word the entire time. Just the occasional, yes.
Like giggling over our agriculture books.
Yeah.
Plow.
Oh, how cheeky!
Oh, I love that word. Agriculture.
Very good word.
So 35 minutes later, you are paid 5 gold, and you exit the bookstore, run by the weirdest old woman you've ever met in your life.
1 gold for every 5 minutes you stared at an old lady thumb through a book.
You get paid 10 gold an hour. That wasn't that bad.
That sounds.
That's
That's honestly worse than being a scarecrow for that time.
yeah.
Something. Anyway.
So
7 minutes. Not
if you can also head out to the bus stop area.
To the bus stop.
So, like I said, the convoy stop is a little pavilion area on the edge of town with several benches, and off in the distance you see a grass spider wearing a plow making a new plot of farmland. The only other person here is a reddish-brown minotaur.
I wonder who that could be.
He's talking to the boy failure Josiah, who bought 12 horses for no reason.
Oh.
I thought it was half a dozen.
It was 12 horses.
Okay, it was a full
It was
dozen.
a full dozen horses.
Didn't even get the bacon.
Got him straight out the
No.
out the carton.
That's true.
Kind of walks up. You have any idea how long it will be till?
You're talking to Josiah?
Yeah.
Let's see. He turns around. There is like a schedule thing. Within the next hour or so, I think there should be someone here. The next convoy. That's what this paper says. That sometimes it can be wrong. It can be not. It can be true though too.
They do seem to judge time by the sun, so might not be the most accurate.
Just stare at it.
I mean, it's an agriculture town. If anyone's going to be able to tell time by the natural...
I meant the people up in the mountain.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
So yeah, that's what Josiah says. Oh, are you looking to? You want to buy a horse?
How much?
1 gold.
Sure. I'd love a horse. Yes! Here you go. Gives you like a whole...
He like so Josiah's happy. He shattered his record of 2 horses in a day.
Don't mind my
Damn good thing because he
He's in a
has
bad way.
fucking 12 to feed.
He has
10 to
10 to feed now.
That's still a lot of horses to feed.
That's where all of his money goes. Alright, so you both get horses, and and now you are next to this person who you've seen around. You've seen him being a scarecrow, weirdly enough, an interesting job, but you've not talked to this man before.
Aren't you the scarecrow? I see.
Well, I prefer bloodless mercenary, but I guess word goes around.
That's awesome.
Impressive, I must say. I've seen you stand out there for hours without moving. I couldn't fathom doing that.
Oh. There's nothing much to do here besides look, so...
It's very impressive, I must say.
And what are you doing here in Graskin? I don't recognize you.
Oh, I was a bit interested in the agricultural works of this place. I hadn't really learned much about it where I'm from, and I found much interest in it, and came here, stayed here for a couple of years, but I think I'm done here. Got my fill, so I want to head to the capital now. I've never been there.
Funny you say that. I'm on my way there myself.
Oh, what do you plan on doing there?
Hope you're not scarecrowing. Josiah chimes in a conversation he's not a part of.
I love this guy.
Thank
Our
you,
boy Phil
Josiah.
just
He sees that neither of you were expecting that, nor were happy to see him chime in, so he just kind of turns around to his horses.
pretend he didn't even say anything. What? Who said that?
You're not a part of this.
Don't
horse.
laugh.
Shut up, horse boy.
Oh no!
But I'm trying to find the secret to what's been happening, particularly with Arachne, or lack thereof.
Oh no!
Nasir's face kind of like was a smile, and he goes serious. He goes, "You too."
Just suddenly
Unclasps the book from his back. Yeah, my mom would share me stories about time before Arachne, and I have them right here.
You, Nasir, you would know that the Minotaur are a folk who more prefer to orally tell stories to show information. They don't really write down a lot of stuff. The Minotaur love to tell stories. It's yeah, like I said, they're very oral people in terms of that and oral history. There we go.
May I see it, if that's okay?
I mean, sure, pardon the handwriting, I had to write it all myself.
That's okay. He kind of like flips through the book.
So Nasir, you flip through this book, what is basically a history book, which maybe one of the first Minotaur history books. You see several lovely stories about how Arachne would answer prayers on the daily, on the hourly even too. Not even to people, not even to priests, just anyone who would pray. There's a decent chance they'd get to talk to her. She would help out, give advice. She never told them what to do, but she did often. Excuse me, sorry. But she very often gave them I guess riddles or hints, I suppose to be the right word. She was very active in the world, and which made the Great Silence, her sudden departure, all the more strange. The first few years after that were panics. It was almost despair, but the weave somewhat recovered. Somewhat. So just seeing all these stories, concrete, from what is basically a primary source, directly from the mouth, practically, is lovely. It's cool. It's a form of information you've never seen before. It's refreshing.
I've never seen anything like this, and I've been writing down my travels, everything I've learned. I've been writing it down. He kind of he goes, "This is my notebook," and he shows his tattoos.
Awesome.
It's formulas, it's photos, it's pictures, it's runes, it's writing. Everything you see on his chest is just writings, formulas, math equations. It's all that. And he's like, "I've never seen anything like this."
I mean, some of the older Minotaurs have stories practically secondhand.
That's true. That's true. There were some, especially in Mopple Village, there were some old-ass Minotaurs here. Ridiculously old for Minotaurs. It's just a cozy enough life where life expectancy here is really high. For
Kids hear stories from an old Minotaur for hours.
Yeah. The Minotaurs are exceptional storytellers.
Hell yeah.
He kind of closes the book and he hands it back to you. Thank you so much for letting me see that.
Yeah, no problem. I love sharing the information of my people, especially with regards to our fair goddess.
So you guys share stories for a long time, and right as you finish up, what are your passives, both of you?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, I forgot to write that.
10 plus percent.
I know. And I'm not proficient, so that's gonna be 11.
12.
11 and 12.
Yeah.
That's probably enough. You see,
don't wanna try.
you see a group. You see down the road a group of folks, perhaps even the convoy. So Jeremy and Pebble, you hear Axel speak up. All right, everyone. We've been at this for a while. It's been a day's travel.
Yeah.
We're coming up on a village. So how about we take a rest for a bit, eh?
Okay.
That sounds good.
So you.
I'm not used to horseback for this
So
long.
everyone comes up. You see a group of people. You see spiders. Excuse me. Gosh. You see spiders, an orc, a few Dwergar, odd Dwergar, the Radial Knight himself, and just other common folk coming up. They're stopping down. Then they see you two. Axel Nash comes up on his horse. Turns to Josiah. You're the horse guy, mate. Yeah, that's me. All right, it's excellent. So, anyone here want a horse? No one raises their hand. Sorry, bruv. All right.
I like to imagine there might be someone who's like, oh, you know what, I'll walk the rest of the way, and they leave their horse with them.
It's alright, Josiah. You'll get one
see.
from out of town eventually.
That does not happen.
Fry, don't. I know you're.
There
you
is.
go. There you go, buddy.
So you guys watch this convoy stop off, and it is near the end of the day. This makes sense. They would stop for the night, and you're able to talk to anyone who you would wish. Axel sees you two. He walks up to you two. You see this military orc man with 2 maces on his hips. All right, only 2. You guys gonna join the convoy?
Yeah.
Yep, it's plan. Excellent. Lovely to meet you both. I'm Axel Nash.
Durek?
Durek, lovely to meet you. Ooh, strong grip.
And Nasia.
Nasia, lovely to meet you as well. Very excited. This is my first actual convoy job since I got the job as radio night. I'm very, very excited. I have some high standards to live up to. My family's got a bit of pedigree to their name. And he kind of leaves it at that. He doesn't like go. He's like talking aloud. He's not really trying to make conversation. He does that thing. He's nervous.
He's like a tour guide.
Not so much nervous. He's more like
talking
nervously talking about his reasons. Like he needs to explain
Oh,
everything.
no.
He does not. He's just excited.
What if everyone in this campaign was a nervous wreck?
No, that would never happen.
Well, seriously. Well, these
You guys
two seem
seem fine.
fine.
Yeah, no, they're good.
But you and me and every NPC we've met so far.
No, it'll be great.
So they're gonna rest. So you guys can either choose
Sorry,
to rest
Fry, I
here
need you away
for
from the mic.
the night, or you can you can convince Axel to keep heading out if you'd like to. You two are kind of tired. If you want, you can roll some kind of, I'll say,
Like a
either
con?
Perhaps just a straight con roll to see how well you've taken the journey so far.
Cool. 18.
18.
12.
You've gone a ways away with Madame Aurora before, so this amount of travel is rather normal. This is fine for you, Jeremy, but your feet are starting to hurt, and you'd like to.
Well, I've been on horse.
You've
but-
been on horse. The
yeah.
horse's feet are starting to hurt. Well, the stirrups can be a little bit irritating.
And he's not used to being on horseback this long.
Yeah, well,
I've not been out
A
this
part
far.
of your body hurts you. You've been sitting on it for a while. We'll leave it at that. You're on a horse.
I've not been out this far before. A rest would be nice.
I'll roll a group. The general consensus would be to like rest here for at least for a nap.
Yeah, a couple hours. Yeah, that'd be nice. I think that I saw. Where did he go to sell the books? Was it like a local library? Or
Local
something?
library, yeah.
I think I saw a local library right around the corner. I'd kind of like to check that anyway.
Oh, would
A library, you say?
Yeah, I mean maybe we could find something useful there. It's probably not got the same kind of resources as the library in the capital, but it's
Yeah,
be
but
somewhere neat to look.
books.
Do you like books?
I dabble.
Dabble.
All right, so Nasiri, you see some poor unfortunate soul walking towards the library.
Oh no, I have to warn them.
2 poor forces.
2 souls, actually.
Excuse.
Warn them, it's just the library.
Have you met that woman?
Durek, you've
I
met.
should hope so.
You have met Old Lady Stinkle. Old Lady Stinkle is cursed with an unfortunate maiden name. She never married. She's been trying to remedy that fact. It just never panned out. Very unfortunate. She is a freakishly strong bookstore/librarian who moves at the speed of molasses at the DMV. She is very, very slow-paced and just very odd. She gets enough business, though, somehow. Her book selection is very nice, and she just got some 20, according to her own personal standard, fine-grade agriculture books. You know about Old Lady Stinkle. Do you think that is worthy of warning these 2 people about?
No.
Good answer.
But Durek also usually stays in the library to study it.
That's true. You don't have to interact with Old Lady Stinkle, though it's always a possibility, one that you risk every time you go there.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
You reckon?
I mean, she's just a librarian.
But I feel some ominous aura coming from you.
Hey, Cleric Jeremy.
You can just call me Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy. Does one of those people look a bit spooky to you?
Well, they look a little odd, but
I don't know which one you're talking about.
The one with the horns.
Well, there's plenty of those
I
people around
suppose
here.
you have not seen a Minotaur before.
Oh no, that's not the reason.
What? Then I don't know what she's talking about.
You watch as Rock is just quaking.
Oh no, I'm not in scarecrow formation.
Oh, true. My bad.
Oh, right, the scarecrow.
She picks up on the aura though. She notices something. There's some kind of menacing energy.
You would see a crow in your town following her.
You feeling the vibes?
Yeah, I don't know this.
I'm gonna stay away from that one if you.
Crow sense.
Yeah, you see a crow on the orc lady's shoulder, and you make eye contact with it.
You have detect crow and evil.
Oh, maybe his vision's based on movement. I'm not gonna move for a second call.
Rocky's staring at you.
Rock falls off a Pebble's shoulder onto the ground.
Pebbles also falls backwards.
Rocks fall and you die.
Rocks fall and dies. So you've seen that happen before. You've never seen a fully grown woman fall over before.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Are you okay, Pebbles?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Jeremy
really
tries to
have to.
awkwardly help you up, but he's weak as shit. You do most of the work standing yourself up as he pretends to help, basically.
Durek kind of tilts his head towards Rock. You don't have
He moved,
to
okay.
worry about me. I'm not on shift anymore.
Rock
shit.
narrows her crow eyes.
Oh, what do you work as?
Oh, sometimes I help convoys through Grasskern's wilderness. Sometimes I help people study. Sometimes I'm a scarecrow.
It's like saying you have to go through.
She does the full jump backwards. Falls. She gets back up.
Jeremy also has a delayed after you guys yell.
He wants to be included.
Oh, here, let me help you up, Jeremy. And we see she has a really hard time helping you up, so you end up doing most of the work.
-1 strength, baby!
Oh.
Nasir, Durak, you see this pitiful display.
You have to hurt you incorrectly.
You can't do that to people, man. What's your problem?
Rock says to themselves.
He did say he's not on shift.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry.
Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. So you said you work with convoys and stuff. That's really cool.
Yeah, but this time I'm actually taking the convoy.
Wait, we're taking a convoy too.
You're heading to Needlecrown?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're all headed to Needlecrown. We're looking for something in the library. That's why we kind of were about to head over there and see if this one might have what we're looking for. But we're betting it's in Needlecrown.
The devious Minotaur side glare.
I mean, there'll at least be books and stuff there.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I'm also here for the library in the capital. Not here, but
Oh, really? What are you looking for? Got prepared to go through the whole spiel again.
Alright, don't laugh at me, but I'm here to look at, I'm looking for the seeker about what happened with Arachne.
You see Jeremy's eyes light up a little bit, and you recognize the symbol on his shield, and that he's a cleric of Arachne. Oh, that's wonderful! I'm actually looking for a similar reason.
Yeah.
I haven't even told you this yet, but I've recently been having very strange dreams, almost nightmares, and it seems like it might be some sort of message. And I wanted to look into. There was a book that my mentor told me about that might help me determine what these dreams mean, and I wonder if it has something to do with Arachne, maybe. Also, I want to reconcile something.
Okay.
Is it Bishop Ripley or Riley? Because you sent me Riley. This wasn't my
did
fault.
It's Ripley.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
It's
I
believe it
just
or
want
not,
to make
Ripley.
sure the viewers know I didn't fuck up.
His name's Ripley Riley. We'll settle that now.
Okay.
Actually, Kyler showed me the DMs. He's lying to you.
No!
What? No way! A deception.
I got deception rolled in real life. You just found out a lot of you are going to the library, which is a very cool thing to have in common.
And are you going for a similar reason?
Oh, yes, I'm going to the library as well. I've never been there. I've been to many libraries. I was the one in Branchmore Road, and I checked out the one here, but I've yet to do that one.
Okay.
A shiver rolls up your spine as you remember checking out the one here.
That's wonderful. I guess if we're all going to the same place, we should probably introduce ourselves properly. I'm Jeremy Drake. I'm a cleric of the Church of Arachne. Pretty recently. I'm still training, but I'm hopeful that we might get some answers here.
I'm Durek, though I haven't earned my title yet.
Okay.
I'm Nasir Essay. I am an aspiring wizard.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh, wizard, very cool. I'm Pebbles. This is Rock. I work as a scribe.
Oh, really?
You said you're a wizard. Do you know anything about Madame Aurora?
You may go ahead and roll history.
Could they have that with advantage because they're a wizard?
I'll say yes.
So, is rock spelled with just a K or CK?
It's
R is a rock is R-OKK.
Yes, sorry, it's R''OKK.
Apostrophe, sorry.
Like rock.
I see.
So that it also sounds like a crow.
That's really cool.
That's cool, yeah.
I got a 25.
Damn!
25.
Holy crap!
You have definitely heard whispers of a Madame Aurora, a very powerful wizard who lives in Upper Greyscarf. She has written a few spells herself, helped out on a lot of assignments. She lives up there, so apparently by herself, but apparently this orc woman knows of her and is looking for her. It's news to you that she's gone missing.
She's missing?
Also, this is for
Yeah.
you, Ken. I stole your
She went out on an expedition a while ago to this place that we can't really find it on any maps, so that's why we're heading to the capital to see if we can find her. But yeah, she's been gone for a while now, and I originally wasn't planning on heading out. I figured she was just taking some time, but I figured it was worth heading out to try to find her.
Right. I doubt anything bad could have happened to her. From what I've heard, she was an insanely powerful wizard.
That checks out, Pebbles.
I looked up to her when I was a bit younger. I'd heard tales, not too much, but very inspiring for a younger me.
She's very inspiring. She's really nice.
She is really nice.
Sounds
And
great. I hope we can find her.
With introductions out of the way, and with motives now on the table, I think that's a good place to wrap up episode 1 of Webs of Deceit.
Yeah!
Make sure to tune in next week, everyone.
Very excited.
If I
for
can
this
keep the
dynamic.
uploads consistent. I'm in college, cut me some slack.
We will see. Very excited for this party dynamic.
And a first episode kissy to Donovan, the editor.
Let's go!
Yeah, we love you, Donovan.